What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight. Okay, yeah, making their debut on the channel tonight. We have Gloryhammer. Yes, indeed. How about that? Gloryhammer making their debut on the channel. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all the clicks and the likes and the bibbity-boobity-bop, do me a favor, before you do all that stuff, please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a special request from Austin, and Austin wanted to see me react to this. It is Gloryhammer with a tune called Keeper of the Celestial Flame of Abernethy. Now, have I heard the song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard the song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait a second, I recognize this song, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. As you know on the channel, I do believe in full transparency. I do believe in 100% honesty with you guys, so I'm gonna let you know a couple of things about this. Austin contacted me. Now, I don't know exactly Austin's relationship to Gloryhammer. I don't know if he works for them or he works for Napalm Records. I'm not 100% sure. He asked me if I would do a reaction to this, to something off of Gloryhammer's newest album, which this comes off of. He gave me a couple links. I chose this one, just in between the two he gave me. I was like, this sounds pretty cool. I like the title. I did tell Austin, listen, I will do this for you guys, but understand that I don't work with scripts. I don't work with outlines. I don't work with bullet points. You're going to give me the song. I'm going to react to it, and I'm going to give you my honest thoughts and opinions and feelings about it. And that's all there is to it. And he understood. He said, that's exactly what we want. That's exactly what we want from you. He asked me to do it. We came to an agreement, and here it is. So I just want to be straight up with everybody, though. And I want to let everybody know up front that he did come to me. We do have an arrangement. We are working together on this. But he understands that there is no influence from him, from the band, from the record label, no influence on my thoughts or opinions whatsoever. So I'm going to be straight up honest, as I always have been. And Austin understands that. And according to Austin, that is exactly what he wants. So cool. As long as we have a mutual understanding and mutual respect of each other, I think we're going to have a good time with this. So, but I just want to be honest with you all. Not trying to hide anything from anybody, okay? I'm going to be straight up with you guys, as I've always been. This was posted by Napalm Records. Oh, Nelly, okay. And the video has 755,000 views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Gloryhammer, Keeper of the Celestial Flame of Abernethy, official video. Wah, wah, wah.
Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it!
That word official video, and it's coming off of Napalm Records' site. And I love it when people say, oh, Napalm Records doesn't block. Wanna bet? I've had a number of songs, a number of videos that I've done with Napalm Records that have been blocked. Some of them still are, if I'm not mistaken, but for the most part, block was released, but the copyright claim stayed. And that's fine. I got no problem with stuff being claimed. Claim away. It's your material by all means, but the blocking is what drives me nuts. we're at to wait and see what happens here and hope for the best. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
Sacrifice, master of nightmares, keeper of celestial flame.
Kind of has a Sabaton feel to it a little bit.
Travel back 1,000 years to a time before Dundee. Relive the simple peasant weaving baskets in a field. Back when a prince destroyed his home to build a kingdom new. He forged a pact with chaos, swore to bring him to his doom.
Okay, good transition there.
The prince of five must die. He's a sorcerer, nefarious, with eyes that burn like fire, slaying those who dare oppose the power of the civil disaster. Oh yeah, he wields the laser blaster, dark lord of the day. He's a sorcerer, nefarious, and he will bring the kingdom to its knees. Sacrifice, master of nightmares, keeper of celestial flame. Sorcerer, bound to the darkness, evil lies in his brain. Dark Lord Sacrifice, master of nightmares.
Modulation, okay, that's nice.
Celestial flame, wizard king, chaos incarnate. Sacrifice is his name.
The modulation was nice. I didn't see that coming. That was refreshing. That was actually really refreshing. If I'm being honest, the chordal progressions that they're following, they're a little predictable. Like the B to the G to the D to the A. I mean, that was, I mean, good. The minute I heard them go from B to G, I was thinking, let's see if they go to D. And they did. And as soon as they went to the, I knew the A was coming. I knew it. Now, the next time they did that, though, they went B to the G to the D to the F sharp. They went to the fifth, which I thought was kind of cool. That was different. Didn't see that coming. So there's a mix. There's a mix of predictable riffs with unpredictable variations within those riffs. That's nice. It keeps things fresh. It does keep the listener guessing, like, I wonder what other kind of variations they're going to come up with. I mean, look. You got the B, right? B to the G to the D to the A. Then you went B to the G to the D to the F sharp. What else could you do from there? Maybe B to the G to the D to the E. You could do that. B to the G to the D. Maybe instead of going to the A, maybe go to the F. I don't know if the F would work. Probably not. Maybe start on the F on the next part. That might work. But there's a lot of variations you can do with this. Maybe instead of going D to the G, maybe instead of going to the D, maybe go to the E instead of the D. There's a lot of things you could do off of that start. The start being B to the G. From the G, there's a lot of places you can go. Like I said, predictably, D. That seems to be the most used riff. That B to G to D to A riff, man, I can't tell you how many songs have used that same riff. But I am hearing some variations, which is nice. Variations that keep it from being too predictable, which is good. That modulation was nice. Vocally, I like it. It's fitting for the style of the song. So vocals sound good. Guitar tone, I'm digging the guitar tone. Really thick, really crunchy. I'm liking it. I'm getting shades of like Sabaton, Beast in Black. I'm getting shades of that, of those two bands within their sound. A lot of keyboard usage and very, very keyboard forward. I don't think the keyboard's the driving force, but it's very keyboard forward in the mix, which immediately the first band that comes to mind right off the gun is Beast in Black. Sabaton too. Sabaton uses quite a bit of keyboard. But so far so good. So far so good. Let's see where this goes. Oops. Back up a little bit. Little delay there. That was nice. So there, we had another variation there. So D to the G to the, so B to the G to the D to the A, down to the E, up to the A, to the G to the F sharp, and then back to the B. That was nice. That was cool. I like that little delay they had in there. They came out of the riff, and rather than come back on the downbeat of 1, they came on the downbeat of 2. That was nice. That was nice. Again, just a little switch up to keep the listener engaged, keep the listener's attention. Remember, us adults, human beings, adult human beings, we have an attention span of like 6 seconds. If you're not constantly changing things up and re-engaging us as listeners, there's a good chance you could lose us, you know? So what they're doing is smart. It's smart songwriting. Okay. I don't know if it's so much songwriting. Maybe it's more of arranging. No, it's songwriting. It's songwriting. Never mind. It's songwriting. Let's keep going. It's hitting for par locally in the style. Oh. Credits? Really? Ah. Credits? Really? Fine, whatever. We'll let the credits run. I'm not going to include them in the reaction score, but whatever. Fine. There we go. Now, why are there still 40? Why is there still 48 or 37, 36? No need for that. There was no need. There was no need for that. Let's advertise. And remember, folks, that's what music videos are. Music videos are a promotional tool. So let's throw some advertisements in there. Why not? We've already did one great big long 3-minute advertisement. Let's put some more in there. Why not? Your hard-earned dollars at work. Okay. Okay. There are some things that I really enjoyed. There were some things I wasn't too wild about. So let me get my thoughts together. I'll see you in the review and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Gloryhammer with Keeper of the Celestial Flame of Abernethy. This was a request from Austin. Okay, there were some things in here that I actually really enjoyed. There were some things happening in this song that I really dug. There were some other things in here that I wasn't necessarily the biggest fan of. I mean, I get the point. I know why it happened, but like just me personally, not the biggest fan of it. But having said all that, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give that an 8.4. Yep, 8.4. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay. Where should I start? The good stuff or the not so good stuff? Maybe I should just switch back and forth between the two. Let's do that. I don't think I've ever done that before. Let's try this approach. Let's try this approach and let's see how it works. Let's start with something that was really good, okay? The songwriting. I think the songwriting, honestly, if I'm being honest here, I think the songwriting was probably the strongest part about this song. The structures that they had, the chordal patterns that they came up with, the melodic lines that they came up with. I really enjoyed it. And the reason I enjoyed it is it kept me guessing. It kept me on my toes. It wasn't 100% predictable. I would honestly say, I would only say about 40% predictable, if I'm being honest with you. I mean, there were a lot of variations that they threw in there off of that one riff, the B to the G to the D to the A. I mean, that's a very common riff in rock and metal. I mean, a lot of bands have used that riff in a lot of different songs, and a lot of those songs have had a lot of success. Having said that, though, they didn't just keep doing B, G, D, A, B, G, D, A, B, G, D, F sharp. Didn't see that coming. B, G, D, A, down to the E, up to the A, down to the G, down to the F sharp. That was different. Okay. They had a lot of variations off of that one starting riff. Was the one starting riff, predictable? Yeah, it was. Not gonna lie, first time I heard the B, down to the G, I called it. I said up to the D, and there it went. Down to the A, there it went. But then it started taking some different routes, taking some different variations, going in places that A, I didn't see coming. B, more importantly, I didn't even think about. I mean, that was really cool. I really dug the variations that they had. The modulation, that was nice. Didn't see it coming. Very needed. Very welcome modulation. Very well thought out modulation. Would not have minded maybe another one, maybe modulate down underneath where the starting point was. After that modulation went up, that might have been cool. Or modulate up, that might have been cool too. Another modulation I think would have been even better. But then again, I could be wrong. Maybe it would have been overkill. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't know unless I heard it. The guitars in this, I love the guitar tone. The guitar tone that they had, very nice, thick, crunchy, full sounding guitar tone, which I really dug. The bass, if I'm being honest with you, couldn't really hear it. There was a lot happening. And the fact that it was so keyboard forward, it didn't help. So unfortunately, I didn't hear the bass too well in the mix. It was there. I had to go looking for it. I had to really dig to find it. Once I did find it, I was able to hear what was happening, and it sounded good. It did sound good, but you know, being a bass player, I would have liked to have heard a little bit more in the mix, but that's okay. Very keyboard forward, like I said earlier. Very reminiscent of like Beast in Black or to some extent Sabaton. I was getting more of a vibe energy comparison between Sabaton and this song. From a songwriting standpoint, I was like, yeah, it kind of sounds a little like Sabaton's style. No, but the keyboard heaviness forward in the mix, very Beast in Blackish. Vocally, a lot of things I liked. I liked a lot of the power that was happening in the vocal, in the lower register vocal. The lower register vocal, to be honest with you, I really had no issue with. I had no issue with it at all. The upper register vocal, look, it's the style of the song. You knew it was gonna happen, right? You knew there was gonna be that upper register falsetto vocal. You knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. When it actually hit, I was like, oh, there it is. You know, it was to be expected. Now, here's the thing. It wasn't King Diamond falsetto. It was actually more like a Beast in Black falsetto. It was strong. It was definitely strong. I remember the first time I heard Beast in Black, I compared his voice to, like, I think I said his voice reminded me of like Starscream from Transformers, like G1 Transformers series, but like Starscream was having a bad day and he was constipated. It kind of reminded me a little bit of that, but it's the style though. That is the style of vocal that everybody expects from this style of music. It fits together perfectly, like peanut butter and jelly, corruption and politics, death and taxes. They go together. So of course it was gonna happen. We all expected it. So when it did happen, it wasn't a tremendous shock. But I will say, I've heard far worse, far worse falsetto vocals than this. This was actually really good. His falsetto vocal sounded really good, actually. The drumming on this, if I'm being honest with you, I think it's one of the, I hate to say this, it was kind of one of the low points for me. The drums sounded very digital, like very digital. I don't know if it was a drum machine. It's possible. Maybe they used, Pro Tools to program the drums for this. It just didn't sound very analog to me. Now, there is a very strong chance that these were analog drums that they just enhanced digitally. It's very possible. And if that is the case, kudos, because they did a great job. But I wish the drums had sounded a little more analog, not as digital. I don't know how you're going to fix that. If it was digital, it could have all been programmed on Pro Tools, could have been. But like I said, it is a very strong possibility that these were analog drums. There was an actual drummer playing the drums. It just came out in the mix very digital. So I don't know. But that's how I personally feel. Now, I know everyone's going to have differences of opinion, and that's perfectly fine. My word is not law. I'm not going to sit here and go, oh, I'm the be-all, know-all, end-all of music and songwriting and producing and blah, 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 blah. No, I'm not. I'm one guy with an opinion, okay? And this is my opinion. Now, overall, I think it's a great song. It is a great song. A couple of things I would have liked to see done a little differently, but, overall, though, it was very enjoyable. I had no problem listening to it. To be perfectly honest with you, will I listen to this again? Yeah, I will. This is my first time actually hearing Gloryhammer. I've heard of Gloryhammer. I know they've been around for a hot minute. I just don't recall ever listening to anything from them. So this is actually, if I'm not mistaken, this is the first song I've ever heard from them. It's actually great. I dug it. I wouldn't mind hearing more from these guys. I wouldn't mind. So let's see if any more requests come in for them. If not, I'll just go listen to them on my own, and that's there's nothing wrong with that. Look, if it hadn't been for this channel, I would have never discovered these guys probably. There's a very strong chance I would have never given these guys a shot. So thank you, Austin, for requesting it. I appreciate it. Exposing me to my first time listening to Gloryhammer. I dug it. And I would definitely listen to it again. So 8.4, it's a great score. It is. It is right about in the middle of the greats. For those of you that may be new to the channel and don't know how my scoring system works, that's okay. I have a solution for you. Scroll down a little bit in the video description. Go ahead, scroll down. You're going to find just a little bit down there, you're gonna find my scoring system chart. And what you're looking for is 8.0 to 8.9. What does that say? It says great. Just remember, 8 is great. If you're getting an 8 point anything, I'm giving it a great score, okay? There's varying degrees of greatness, but this is about right in the middle. It's a good way to start. So 8.4, I feel good with that score, and that's where we're gonna stay. So 8.4, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's gonna do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hope I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for tonight, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.